never walk this road, then you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. About to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
Hey, what's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit. What's up, Fleece?
Man, so much is up, man. What's out there in the news, man, is what's up, man.
Man, I want to get into this Foolio thing. It's Foolio trial.
Yeah, I heard about it.
A lot of people want to ask, man, what do you think about Sean Gates Wright crying in court, and how does that play off when he goes to prison? What kind of rep would he have going to prison?
Well, first of all, in Florida, well, they got a badass prison up there, man. They got some of the worstest prisons in America in Florida. I mean, them inmates up there, them convicts, yeah, they real. Them is real hardcore convicts, for real. Bloodthirsty fighters, killers. They got more gangs in their prison system probably than New York. And yeah, Florida is loaded with gangs. Almost everybody in there is part of something, right? So him, Sean,
yeah,
what he done was a dumb thing, man. And in prison, he gonna get thumped. He gonna get thumped. He gonna get thumped. And then all this crying in the courtroom and all this stuff, inmates will already know about that before he even show up. You know, he's stuffed.
But he just gonna say that he was faking.
Man, they not even gonna give him a chance to say he was faking. You know, they gonna go right to that, man. They see a weakness, get ready to enter the penitentiary. Now, what's gonna get him really thumped is that the gang that he was a part of, they got them members in that prison too, right? And so he's gonna try to affiliate with them. And the gangs that is already in there, they already know what his gang is. And he's coming in not knowing he got to go through them before he can even reach his gang, right? And so they going to deal with him. So he like put himself in a trap box, man. You know, he got thumped in court, man, with that life without possibility of parole, right? And sure, he can go to prison. If he was in a better prison, he can probably go there and a jailhouse lawyer can get his case back in court, reduce the time, get him a new trial, right? I seen a lot of mistakes they made at that trial, right? And that in appeal, them cases automatically get appealed. So these death penalty type cases like this, right? Life without parole, they automatically go to an appeal. And so, whatever mistakes is made in from his lawyer not speaking up and not asking the right question and all, you know, you can get back in court, you know, easy, man. But his situation in prison, a lot of people think he's gonna get raped and all this stuff. It ain't even gonna make it to that.
What do you mean it's not gonna make it to that?
They gonna be out to kill him, man. Rape is not gonna even be on their agenda. It's gonna be murder. You know, them inmates in there, they already, you know, the gang members that is in there already. And the dude that he's accused of killing,
Foolio the rapper.
Foolio the rapper, his people, them gangs is in there too, right? And they already know what he did to Foolio, right? And so everybody is wishing that he comes to their prison. Because they going to do him up, right? Ain't nobody thinking about graping him. They thinking about murder. You know, and so he put it, and then all that crying and stuff in court. You know, if there's the gang he was a part of, they'll see all that as weakness. So he won't be able to go to a prison where his gang is in and get acceptance, right? Because they going to look at him like, man, we ain't with all that weakness, right? You know, they going to look at him like he's a pussy, you know.
So let me ask you this. You know, I think this is what they was trying to ask. The booty bandits, when he's light complected, young.
Oh yeah, he's cute.
Walking.
He's in the prison. He's considered cute. He cannot go in that prison and live out his life as a man. I don't care what nobody say.
He won't make it as a man, is what you say?
No, he's not gonna make it as a man. And all that little goatee stuff, all that shit coming off, man. You know, when they say, man, get that off of you, man. And usually you got prisons now that when you go in as an inmate, you know, when you come in, it's their policy to shave all your stuff off anyway. So soon he goes in, that little mustache is coming off, and that little bull crap up under here is coming off his face. You know, bullshit. That's what they gonna say, man, get that off you, bro.
So he gonna be Sharon instead of Sean.
Yeah, his name ain't gonna be Sean in there, it's gonna be Sharon.
You guarantee that?
Yeah, I guarantee it, man. He gets popped in the mouth soon as he steps in there, man. That's to show him who he is, right?
I thought you said he don't have to worry about that at first.
Man, he gonna have to worry about getting murdered.
Right.
If
he makes it
gets
past
to
that
him first.
So let me ask you this. So will the booty bandit, if he gets next to him and the booty bandit has a toughen up reputation, can he stop something from happening to him?
Yeah. If he was like in a Kentucky, see, all prisons ain't like the one I was in, Kentucky.
Okay. All right.
When you go outside of Kentucky, man, and you hit Florida, Florida used to have the worstest prison in America. Back in the old days, they used to hang the inmates up by that's where they hung them up by their thumb for punishment. Well, every inmate come out of prison got their thumb is the same length as their forefinger. You know, read the history of Florida. Pennsylvania, they put the first prison up, but all that harsh punishment and all that atrocity came out of Florida, man. They got a brutal prison system up there. Make the one that I was in look like a daycare or something, right? And they convicts. We don't call them inmates, they convicts. That's a big difference. When I say convicts, I mean these are the ones that is it just written in their heart to be who they are, man. Killers, thugs, thieves, gang members. It's written in their heart, man. It's just punishment can't get it out of them, you know. And he's going to a prison where they are dedicated, man, and committed to being criminals. Now, the ones in there that is, they got a lot of freaks in there too. And, but if they don't kill him, he gonna be a girl. Automatically, somebody gonna soon he step somewhere, they gonna, oh he is, man. They gonna just walk up to him, punch him in the face, right? See what he know. He ain't gonna do nothing, man.
What if his scrap game's right,
He
though?
ain't gonna scrap with nobody, man. The fact that he's a part of a gang, and like I ain't never been part of one, I'm booty man. You know, I fought 40 years, I fought all my battles by myself, right? I didn't need 5, 6 people to make a man out of me. You know. I didn't need a whole gang to handle a problem, man. I can handle that. But you got people now, gang members, that ain't never been in a fight, man. You got people that they carry pistols and they'll shoot. They'll do all that. But they have never been in them situations where you got to fight hard, man, with these, bro. I'm talking about real hard scrapping and shit, right? You know, where they say, man, you in my head, yeah, man, yeah, nigga knocked me down, man, almost had me until I flipped him over and all that. They ain't never been in a real scrap. When they go to these prisons, man, and somebody walk up on you, man, and it just pop you in the face, man. Pop you in the face and tell you, come on, man.
And you think it's going to get done to him?
Yeah, it's going to get done, but up in Florida, like I said, they got a brutal prison system. I did 40 years, man. I would have, hey, the shit they got going on up there, I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't even want to be in there.
You shouldn't want to be in none of them.
No, I'm saying some of these prisons, you can go in and lay back, get your man right, and all this shit, take up a trade, get your schooling. In them prisons right there, they are committed. These convicts, they go by convict, not inmate, convict. It means I'm committed, man, to being a criminal, bro.
All right, Fleece, what about Chud the Builder, the white guy that was spewing the racist slurs?
Hey, he's a clown to me, man, but he's somebody we would have beat him up straight up, man, because...
Well, he had a gun on him, though.
Man, he would have had to use it.
He did use it.
Yeah, but we would have put him in that situation. You know, we would...
So he would have walked up to you, said the N-word, you would have exploded on him.
Yeah, I would have assessed the situation first, seeing if it's a joke or something. And when I see the seriousness of it, when I contemplate this, that he's racist, right? And he's trying to step to me, right? He's calling me out, so to speak, right?
For content, right?
For whatever his reason. His content is what his reason was, right?
But he's racist.
Yeah, see, he's one of these type of racists. I'm gonna get paid for being racist. That type.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be the type that I'm gonna go out here and tell these black people, I'm gonna call them the nigger, all this stuff, and put it on my podcast. And it's gonna blow up, man. And I'm gonna get paid for telling them that they are monkeys and niggers. To their face, I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna be the white man that can do that. It don't work out the way you think, you know, because he was choosing his spots, right? You know, his area where he'll go do these little content things, right? Content, right? See, he's racist, and see, if he wasn't, he would get up on the TV and say, first of all, I'm not a racist. I do have black friends and all of that. They know what I'm doing. It's for content, you know. It's not really to spread racism, all that. He would have came up with an apologetic statement. But when they locked him up for it, and since then...
No, they didn't lock him up for saying that.
No, when they locked him up,
mm-hmm.
and they seen what generated it, right? He had every opportunity when he got arrested to have cleared up everything. I didn't mean to shoot him, right? I was wrong for calling him a nigger and all this, but I didn't think it'd go this far. Come up with a legit. They know apologies come out of him. He never even think now that he even did something wrong. You can't make him believe that he did it wrong. Because in his heart, he's racist for real. And he was just the type that he felt like he gonna get paid for being racist, you know. Why don't I just open up a podcast and go out there and just run up on these blacks and call them the N-word, right? And film their reaction. I want to film their reaction, and I'm gonna get paid for it. That's what he was on. See, but everybody you talk to ain't gonna respond the same. That's what he didn't fail. He failed to realize. And when he ran up on that Army vet disabled, yeah, he found that out. And then when he made a mistake of shooting this man, now he's locked up. Case closed. It's just what happened.
You don't think he's going to get self-defense?
Hell no.
Why?
Look at his bond. I see the court done already figured him out, right? If they had any thought of self-defense, the possibility of it was enormous or something like that, they would probably release him on his own recognizance. But his bail wouldn't be that high, right?
So you don't think
I think
the social aspect of it is what's preventing him from releasing him on his own?
No. I think the courts up there, the judge up there, whoever that judge is, and the prosecutor who presented the case to the judge, and with that recommendation that if bail is given, that it be to this amount, right? That comes from prosecutors and shit like that done study the case, right? They know what kind of case this is and who they dealing with. I don't want him on the streets. You know, really, he's a flight risk. You know, I'm surprised that didn't come up because they've been locking billionaires and stuff up and calling them flight risks.
Yeah,
no bail.
He's not worth that type of money, though.
Yeah, they don't think he can make $1 million. If they did, they probably put it on it. But what he was doing was, he used himself as an example of what not to do. You know, so you got a lot of people out there wants to open up a podcast, and get some content, right? People is chasing content. Cause the right content will put you where you need to go. But I'm telling everybody they got these podcasts that are even attempting to open one. Make sure you get the right content. Don't think you can go out here and confront people with this type of racism and get by, man. Yeah.
That's a dangerous game.
Yeah, you might get a lot of views because people is like you crazy. See, everybody, then see, when you see people like Charleston White, 607 even me, we usually people that we just say what we say, man. Charleston White taking father, he would criticize whoever. Tell them to their face, I'll call the police on you, I will red on you. I would do this and do that. But they know what they doing, they know how to do, they professionally do what they do. They professionals. Charleston White is a professional at it. You got people try to copycat him. Well, if Charleston White can do it, I can do it, right? But I'm going to do it better than him. You can't do it better than him. He knows how to do what he does. He knows the stopping point and the starting point. He knows when to freeze it, right? You don't go up in people's faces, call them hunkies and hoogies and all this stuff, right? White people. You know, and so This man here, he was truly racist, man. Now he's in the penitentiary.
No, he's in jail.
Yeah, well, you can call it the penitentiary. That's one of the lowest form of it. Everybody in prison hate jail. They would hurt somebody in jail just to go to prison quicker, you know, to start their time. But he's in jail, and when the people in that jail hear about what he's locked up for, he's gonna ask for protected custody, man, because they gonna try to get him. And yeah, he's a racist, man. Cause you come in them jails, man, they put you in a pod, like, let's say they put him in a pod and it's like 5 black people in there. 2 white guys and the rest of them is black. And then they find out who he is, man. And all this racist stuff he done did, they gonna whoop him, man. They gonna whoop him right up in there.
All right, Fleece. It was some people that was sending questions in the comment section. And it was this young lady that sent in a few questions. And I had to literally tell her to email them to me,
Right.
and erase them. I erased the questions out of the comment section.
Right.
That's how different the questions was. I was like, nah, they can't stay in here. And I told her, she emailed them to me, I'm gonna ask you the question. I have not went over this with him yet.
Right.
I have not said one word. He just heard about it when y'all heard about it. Because the questions, nobody's ever sent me questions like this.
For me to answer.
For you to answer, yeah. Of course, hell no, they ain't gonna send me no questions, period. But for you to answer, right. Okay. When you were sleeping around in prison, does the anus bleed when it tears?
When it what?
When you tear it.
I guess anything will bleed if you turn, but in prison we don't have annual situations because we know how to get it in her, right? We know how to get it in the booty without going through all that. What you talking about, the turn and all that's for rough, unregulated sex. We don't have that type of sex in the people we have sex with, they douche. They douche their booty, clean it out first. We either stick a tongue up her or some fingers, you know, when it's clean, right? And we get it lubricated. And we gonna go from 1 finger to 2. Go in and out. and then we pull that out, we know it's ready. You know, we don't finger fucked it, right? And so now when we get ready to put it in her, we make sure just the tip of our, you know, the head of it is lubricated, you know, good. We rub it up and down the hole first, slip it in, slip it in.
Okay, so there's no blood. Let's go to the next one. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
What you just answered it, but I'm gonna ask. She wanted me to ask you these questions. I promised I would. I'm asking you the questions. Have you ever poured out and had fecal matter on you? And how did you respond to it?
Yeah, I had one time. Well, a couple of times, right? And shoot, it didn't bother me. I just wiped it off and went back up in her, right? And so, you know, we take sex serious, right? And like if I deal with somebody that done it, you know, they need to be taught the proper way to have sex, right? Douche. You know, but it's too late for the douche now. I might as well ground cream up in her, right? And just wipe it off, man. I'm done. Wash my hands off. I'm ready for the tomorrow.
All right, next question. When other inmates are having sex in other cells, can you smell it?
Again, we have good sex, man. Just like when we smoke weed, man, we got baby powder. We got all, that's what we got that for a reason, right? We sprinkle the air to keep the smell. You know, now sex in air. If you dealing with a person that is not clean, yeah, you're gonna smell it. You dealing with somebody that know how to do it and all that stuff, you ain't gonna smell
She's
it.
asking, have you ever smelled somebody in another cell?
No, bet not. If I did, you know, they have to get off my walk, man.
All right, next question. This is after you had sex, but when you ejaculate, did it smell like feces?
Not all the time. If I go a long time, like if I go like 3 months without touching myself, and then I jack off, and when I shoot, it's so much coming out, you gonna smell it. You really, when I go 3 months without it, it comes through my pores. I can walk past you, you can smell it coming through my pores, right? You know, I smell like sex, you know. So, yeah, when I go a long time without it and come, yeah, it smells like cum.
And no, she wrote this. She said, I asked because someone I married I suspected that I was sleeping with has served 8 years in prison prior to us meeting. She think he had sex. I tried to rewrite the question. It was so long. He did 8 years prior to them meeting, and she felt like he had sex. She said, I noticed a smell on multiple occasions, and I figured out it was coming from his semen. We were both checked for diseases, and we was negative. So that's why she was asking those questions, because...
Yeah, no, it just, you know, if you have sex often, you know, like if I come like today, tomorrow, 2, 3 days, you know, the smell ain't there, you know. But if I go 2 to 3 weeks without it, then come, it just come from you done went a long time for the build in you. Well, when it comes out, it'll come out a lot, and it'll come out with an aroma.
I get what she's trying to say is, if he had sex with a man, and then he had sex with her maybe soon after, will his semen smell like that man's?
No. Mm-mm. No, it's all in her man right there.
But she said it had it had an odor that got her attention.
No, what got her attention is he need to take a shower.
Oh, he's just dirty.
He just dirty. You know, he needed either him or her. You know, it ain't no smell coming from the penitentiary to her. That's ridiculous, man. It's, even thinking is ridiculous, you know.
All right, last question. Now that you're famous and meeting famous men, have any ever tried to holler at you?
Yeah. They have. And,
you ain't got to say who.
well, I can say one of them.
No. No. Yeah, we ain't starting that shit. No.
But yes, ma'am. I hope I answered all your questions the way that, except that last one, that's ridiculous to think the smell can be transferred from prison butt to you.
No. She thought he was maybe doing it still out here in the free world and just coming home to her.
No. No, he's cool, man. Besides that, she should be more concerned about the choices she makes to...
What, picking a man?
Yeah.
So what
Is this a man she already knew, or is this a man she only met from prison.
So you get into a conversation, man, you had a long time ago, and you was thinking the other way. You got mad at me for it.
Okay.
When I told you, I ain't never been in jail, so I ain't never been in prison. But me coming from a perspective where if it's my sister or my daughter, and they tell me somebody done did 8 years, you know what I'm gonna tell them? Leave him the hell alone. That's what I'm gonna tell them. If they ask me for my advice, I'm gonna tell them to leave him the hell alone till he prove that he wants to be out here in this free world and he does the right thing.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, you got mad at me when I first said something like that. What's wrong with him?
Yeah, but I'm saying that our concern should be more. We wouldn't even be holding this conversation if she had made a choice somewhere different than the penitentiary, right? Now, everybody in prison ain't bad. You got a lot of people in prison, man, that know they messed up, deserve a second chance, and when they get out of here, they prove it. But you got some that don't. But that's just,
should they take a chance? If she didn't know him before he got locked up and started talking to him, and he said he did 8 years.
What she should do is be committed to what you into. What I'm trying to tell her is, if I was her man and if I knew she was having this discussion about me, right, I would say, hey, look, you need to keep something real right here, right? You know, when we decided to do this, me and you, we decided to do this, right? Not me and you in the outside world, right? If you want to, you got a question about me, ask me. Let me tell you. Don't try to. If you feel you cannot trust me to that level, you shouldn't even be here trying to get with me, right? You know, if you can't fully trust me, because I fully trust you, and I want you to stop the nonsense, right? Nonsense, I'm going to prove myself to you. Don't sit there and wonder if you made the wrong choice, because you didn't, baby. You know, let me love you, man. Stop thinking all this crazy crap you thinking, right? You know, you my woman now. I'm coming home to you. And when he gets out, you know, take him at his word.
Really?
Really.
Take a criminal at his word, huh?
I'm going to tell you why. You always take him at their word because his wife. That's what you're going to go on. See, when you take a man at his word, then he going to either stand by that word and be a man, or he's not, and then you'll know how to just move on, right? You ain't going to go through the back and forth. You know, I really don't know. But when he tell you something, all right, baby, I'm going to take you at your word. And then when you catch him, you be like, you know, your word ain't no good, so, you know, you can go.
I say don't give him a shot in hell.
But okay, let's say she don't give him a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Who gets a shot?
Somebody didn't do 8 years.
Okay, and because he didn't do 8 years, does that make him a better man?
Nope.
You're right. It's a lot of people out here who ain't got caught.
You're exactly right.
There's a lot of people out here doing
things.
But
Guess what?
Worse.
If you dirty and don't look dirty, and then that man beside you look dirty, I'm just got to take my chances. I'm going to be like, yeah, he's the clean one. Even if you dirty up under your clothes, I'm going to be like, he's the clean one, and he's filth. So if you done did 8 years, and it's me, I'm coming from a perspective of talking to my sister, daughter, giving them real advice from me to them. I'm just one of them type men where if my sister or my daughter come to me and say, yeah, Lee, I met my daughter. Hey, Dad, I met this guy. Oh, yeah, okay. What does he do for a living? Well, He's looking for a job. He's looking for a job. What? He don't work? No, not yet. He just got out. He did 8 years in prison. Leave him the hell alone.
And my last statement to this woman is this, man. If you want to get to the nitty gritty of it,
Yeah.
you tell him, baby, tell me something bad you have done within the last 8 years. And look at me now. And he'll say, what? In the last 8 years, what's the worstest thing you can think you've done that was bad?
I shot somebody.
No, he ain't gonna say that.
What are you gonna say?
I ain't did nothing in the last 8 years. I did my time. Also, you ain't did nothing bad. No, I don't still. No, I'm talking about bad, like sinful, evil.
So you saying he most likely done had sex when he was in prison?
I'm saying when he say he ain't did shit, not even sinful. Leave his ass, man, because he's allowed, man. He's a, hey, if you want to catch a motherfucker, just ask him simple questions. That's just like a dude told me, he said, man, my girl came up here and told me that she ain't messing with nobody and she's on, what's that stuff, she takes the pill.
Birth control. Mm-hmm.
I said, why is she taking the pill if she ain't messing with nobody?
I think it regulates their menstrual cycle too. I think it's more than one thing that it does.
Here's a question to her. If you're not satisfied with him, try me.
Oh, shit.
Try me, baby.
Y'all have a good evening.
It's dangerous.